to share how the hope of the Lord has completely transformed my life. Before devoting my life to Christ, I fit in very well growing up in a non-Christian household filled with non-Christian influences. Neither of my parents followed the Lord until my dad had discovered church and brought me with him to a few children's services where I would dance and sing the songs about the Lord, but I never truly found myself serious about Christianity or believing all the talk about who God was and all these miracles in the Bible that were performed. I thought it was all nonsense. My dad had moved away, and for years, church didn't even cross my mind. Before I had found God, life was just a series of bad events and the worst sort of pain following me every single day. I felt so trapped in a life that I gave absolutely no meaning to. While I was completely hopeless of ever being happy or feeling loved, I would have never imagined my life how it is now. I spent so much time throughout middle school and in the beginning of high school surrounded by non-believers and some of the worst influences, and found myself begging at an altar one summer at a church camp for something or someone to come in my life and save me. As soon as I got home, after the week that I thought I had lost the biggest battle with myself, I found a cross necklace lying on the corner of my bedroom after being missing for years. I thought this thing was long gone. I thought I had no trace of Christianity in my life, and here it was right in front of my eyes. On the same day, a pastor from my church camp had reached out to me and asked to spend a day together just to talk. And this is where, for the first time, that I truly felt God handing me a new chance to start over with a new, clean life that was free of all sin and all the painful memories that I had felt myself carrying on my shoulders for years, each day of my life. I found myself patiently waiting for the Lord to reveal His plans for my life to me, and have never doubted Him since the day that He transformed my hopeless mindset into my new Christ-devoted personality, proving that having hope in His Word and hope in His love filled me with hope, not just for my everyday life on earth, but for hope of an eternal life with God.
Hey GSM fam, I am on a walk, and today I just want to share a little bit of where I've seen hope, biblical hope in my life. Yesterday we talked about hope being the idea of waiting. Hope is the tension and expectation as we wait. And 7 years ago, my dad passed away. And I honestly, in that season, had a lot of people ask me, like, aren't you mad at God? Isn't it hard to find hope? Doesn't it feel so dark? And yeah, that time was gnarly. Like, that time felt so empty. But prior to that, I had really had this foundation of biblical hope. And so when the world crashed around me, when I lost my dad and it shook everything, I had this understanding that even though my circumstances sucked, and even though it felt like the whole world had just shattered in the span of a moment, I had the expectation and the tension of waiting not for anything that the world could give me, but for Jesus. And I could look back on what Jesus did on that cross, and He died for my sake so that I could be reconciled with God, so I could be in right relationship with the God of the whole universe. I can look back on that and say, even though today sucks and tomorrow sucks and my circumstances feel like my world is shattered, I have a bold hope in the fact that God came, rescued me through Jesus, and is coming again and wants a relationship with me, and that is biblical hope. Has it wavered? Yes. Has there been days where it has felt so hard, especially recently in the midst of COVID? Yes. There's days where I have to remind myself so often, it feels like every moment, that I have hope in Jesus, not hope in the things of this world. So today, in the midst of your circumstances, in the midst of COVID, know that you have a hope that is unwavering and unshakable, that our hope is found in Jesus, who died and rose again for your sake. So as we wait in the tension and the expectation for Jesus, would we know that He is enough, that He's got us and He is for us. I love you guys. You're not alone.